Take a stroll with me, I'll show you what I'm into. Hope you can handle, move on to the next, no issue. Please no. Guys, welcome to episode 5. We're right here back at the MISSLE TALK. And on this one, it's just gonna be me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I've been on some energies right now that I just gotta go through these motherfuckers alone. It's just what I'm on right now, But it's all good. Like I said, don't underestimate the silence, because we still out here planning, we still out here plotting, we still out here, getting things ready for them to launch and shit. You know what I'm saying, Missle Baby. But yeah, also because I kind of wanted to have a little talk just with me and you guys as well. With nobody over here and shit. Just have a direct talk with y'all and shit, and just have y'all get to know me a little bit better. This is literally the real me. This is how I am. You guys, all the homies, this is how I talk. This is how it is, man. But yeah, I do feel like I jumped into this podcasting and I introduced the Missile Talk like out of nowhere, right? But I mean, I've been planning it for a while now, really. But I was trying to get it to a perfect state where, I had to have like, make it look all studio wise and shit like that. But I was like, man, we ain't there yet. So I was like, let me just do it. Let's get it started. Let me see what I'm gonna go through. Let's see what things I'm gonna learn, and let's see what I gotta do to get it to that state. Yeah, I just shout out to my big homie Jesse, Sex, and that's his nickname. I'm not trying to be. Yeah. Anyways, but shout out Host Daily. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, shout out to my big homie Jesse. He let me borrow his pad. He was like, yeah, do it right here, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and my homie also has an idea of making his own podcast. So I was like, it'll be cool to do it with him first. He gets to learn a little bit too, and at the same time I'm learning and shit. So I did it. I was like, yo, episode 1, the Missile Talk, man, Friday 9 p.m. Let's go. So I was like, fuck it. Honestly, guys, like that was like I thought about it that day. I'm gonna do it. I did it. There was no plan into it. Honestly, I went into it raw, like, you know. But yeah. So we did it and shit. But really, for me, this was never supposed to or intended to be like an interview show. I don't really like to call them interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I you consider me the host because it's my show. It's the Missile Talk. But I wanted to more have of a conversation more than me asking so many damn questions. Or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I still ask the questions, and they ask me questions, but we just talking. And honestly, this is how, basically, like a raw, authentic conversation would go. So that's what my idea for this thing was. So sit down with close people that I'm close with, people that I know. As of right now, to start off, you know what I'm saying. I just want to get to the people that are cool with me, that are close to me, and that deserve a little bit of time to talk their little bit about their stories and shit. So it's like they don't want to do it for us. It's cool, like we'll do it for ourselves. It's all good. But yeah. So I jumped into this into that perspective. I want to just sit down and have conversations with different type of people that I know, and then also bring the vibe. If they want to, go at their house and shit, then we will record there on their vibes. I'm here letting you know I'm with my homie. For example, Jesse, and these are his vibes. This is what we do around here. This is set up. This is set up all the time. Next time I go, homie Gary, that's how we set it up over here, Or some people could just go to whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm on different vibes all the time. It's what it is for me. That's what it is. I can't plan a good time, Shit just happens. But yeah, that was basically the purpose for me for that show and shit, and I'm still gonna keep going. This is season 1. I'm gonna have 10 episodes. This is the 5th one, so stay tuned for episode 10 though, because we're gonna go out with a bang. As well. I have calm vibes. I will have party vibes, and I will have even litter vibes. But we're gonna hit every single vibe. But stay tuned for episode 10, because I'm gonna go out with a bang. And then season 2, we're gonna come in with a bang. Shout out to What's Poppin' in LA. They let me interview this Thursday with them. Well, last Thursday. You shout out Angie too, and they were like, "Man, so coming in hot," and I'm like, "That's right." And I never thought about it like that, but I was like, "But we coming in hot for season 2, also. Probably better equipment, better sound, better, but whatever I need to invest in this motherfucker. I will. This is not a clout chasing thing. This is not me begging for attention. This is genuinely, this is what honestly that I like to do. This entertainment, this you know, type of business that we're in. I enjoy this type of things, creating things and showing them out to the world. And like, I appreciate that they appreciate it and they enjoy it and shit. So, yeah, I enjoy to do all this shit, man. I really do. Or else I would not be doing it with the type of passion, with the type of style that I do it with. It would have been really similar to everybody else. And I'm not knocking anybody else's hustles and shit, but I just shoot to be different, be myself, man. That's what I also want to talk about to you guys about today is, the missile way basically. The missile way, man, just it's what made things happen. It's what it is. But yeah, just the missile way, something that I started saying to myself, like I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to go and do this shit our way because obviously there's other things that are not making us happy and shit. So it was just because I was seeing different styles out there, and the way I saw things was everybody was kind of like, out of our city, out of our states, just in general. Like I was just seeing just that the normal was to approach this music thing always in the mainstream type of style. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to go into mainstream because that's where the bread is at. You know what I'm saying? But really, you once you get in it and you keep going, I think you start learning more what music really is. That's for me. And then the whole technicality of it kind of starts fading. Well, at least it did for me, right? The technicality I mean by all numbers and fucking contracts and or shit like that. Like, oh, I gotta do this 2 weeks. Like that kind of started fading away from me. It was more of like, what is the real, what is the raw type of shit that I want for this motherfucker to be? Like it started being more of a what do I really feel like right now? Like honestly, most of my tracks that I've done, there's a lot of tracks I have in my vault, and most of them are always just some vibes that I feel. It's not really like I'm gonna try to go make a little baby song or something like that because that's their vibes. I feel like music is, supposed to be really meant by you telling your story of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Really, like, why go and tell somebody else's story? And rep that to the fullest. I don't know. I can't do that. As in for me, I can't do that. I gotta go out there and back up my shit. Like, if I said it, then I said it, and I'll do it. If I didn't, then I didn't say nothing. Motherfucker, why why y'all up on my motherfucker business? So but yeah, I just chose to really. I told myself, I was like, you know what, bro, we're gonna fucking do this shit our way, man. And what way is that? And I was like, what the missile way? I was like, ooh, that sounds good. And I was like, the missile way. I was like, cool. So that's what I named the album. But it's still unreleased and shit. We still out there working on it. But yes, the missile way, man. So it's not really, trying to portray it and tell you guys like, yo, I want you guys to do and follow the missile way. Nah, like, see the perspective that I put it in was I'm gonna go and handle this shit my way. No matter what people try to knock me down, people try to tell me that doesn't work, or people blah 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 blah. Like I just feel like if you put you into it, the best shit will come out of that. As in for me, so yeah, so it's basically I'll ask you. I do it the missile way. How do you do it? So, you know, you tell me I'm gonna do it this way. Cool. There you go. Push for that shit. And that's really my message towards it. because I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want in my motherfucking atmosphere right here, okay? But I don't know how you gonna do it. You could do it your way, and not even me, nobody could tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that was my whole thing about um behind the Miss way. So it's really I really go by that shit, man. I really fucking love myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's important, I think, to fucking tap in with yourself all the damn time. You gotta tap in with yourself. Um, you can't ignore shit. You can't ignore shit because that motherfucking shit will come back to you, and then you're gonna be like, what the fuck, you know? So you really gotta you know get into this motherfucker and really hit it with your rawness. You gotta hit it with the confidence, like I was saying. Um, just be it's basically just be really fucking confident within yourself. Be really believe in yourself. You know. But in the midst of all that too, I created my brand, and basically to show you, like I said, it's a M, and an M is a very important thing to me. It's the first letter to my last name, the first letter to the word money, the first letter to the word marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Mommies, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, M, because my name, it has like three M's in this bitch. My first name starts with M, or my name starts with M. So M is, to me, is really important, you know? I don't know, just like the M, you know what I'm saying? So if you hear my music, representing the M, or bringing you the M or the M's, shit like that. It's the Missle Baby. So, yeah. Decided to call it the Missle Baby brand because that's just what it is, man. So the Missle Baby brand it is, and now I created a website where you can go and see all this stuff at the MISSLEBabyBrand.com. It's in the link in my bio if you follow me on Instagram at DA_MISSLE, the Missle. Yes, sir. So go check that out. And basically what this M brings to me is family, money, and respect. You know, M is for Mexico, for Mexican, 'cause that's what I am as well. And you know, missile. What does a missile do? You know, coming in hot, right? But a missile is sent to finish a job, basically. And I'm not saying be violent, right? But I think a missile is sent out to finish a job and get shit done. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blast off like, and then these are gonna be my goals right here. I'm gonna come in that shit hot. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, that's what my brand. That's what my brand is, and that's what my brand means. So as a message for y'all is also to go out there and hit that motherfucker and and blow that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Fucking kill it. No matter what you do, kill it. Because if you don't kill it and you're not feeling it, it's not for you. Move on to the next thing, you know. But anything that you do, doesn't matter what the fuck, just fucking kill it. Always hit it with the most highest expectation and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was what is behind the Missle Baby brand. That's what the logo and the emblem for me represents, and that's the M for me. You know, it's Missle Baby all the time, all the way. The Missle Way. But yeah, man, this music thing has taught me a lot. It has taught me a lot about myself, really, and a lot about my circle, about the people around, about life, just life. Like, I dived into it in that way, for it to teach me all this shit. Some people, they're doing different shit, they're different eras in their lives. They're in different times. They're in different occasions, different feelings. So everybody does it different. Everybody gets a certain way faster than others. But just because not everybody has the same mental, some of us take longer. Some of us are fucking, with it, boom, and then politics, and then all that shit goes into play. But yeah, this music thing has taught me a lot. It has taught me a lot of patience, fuck, because you really gotta be fucking patient with this shit, you know. In the beginning too, it was the battle of the big word of support, you know. If you're my homie, you know, everybody says you gotta ride or die, you know, no matter what, you know. It's like you gotta be there for me, bro. Okay, and if you don't, then you're not my friend. Okay, so like that was a big battle in the beginning because that's how we grew up, you know, like, and that's just a thing that we're just accustomed to, you know. So when that shit didn't happen, eh, it tested a lot of feelings, it tested a lot of relationships, it tested a lot of gangster, you know what I'm saying? But it opened my eyes as well, you know. I was also in the wrong. I was also in the wrong, you know. But it it did show true colors though. At the same time, it did show other people's true colors. Okay, so but it is what it is. You know, that's what I mean. But at the same time, like, look, okay. I guess us artists expect support every single fucking day from our homies, right? It's an obvious thing that for anybody really, like, yeah, you're my homie, you gotta back me up. Alright, cool. But if we're gonna jump into this music thing, I'm gonna take this kind of as a job, you know. Of course, you know, it's also a passion for me. I have fun with it, so I don't consider it a job. But if you look at it like that, okay, cool. You don't go to work with your homies every single day. You're not there fucking at their orientation or in training. Like, hey, bro, get that shit, bro. Learn. You know, you're not there. And you know, I'm pretty sure even if you could, you're not. Like, we we gotta go through our shit alone too. I mean, obviously throughout time, like, hey, bro, you know, how's work going? Like, you're doing good? Yeah, all right, cool, bro, keep it up. You know, just a check in. And then you gotta understand too, we all growing up, we all getting bigger. So, you know, shit changes around us, more responsibilities come through, and then and things like that. You know, some people have all the time in the world, some people don't. When you guys or we gotta understand that, you know. Um, So that was the big battle in the beginning, you know, to really see it like that. But like I said, it does test a lot of feelings on you. So you really gotta be really fucking patient and really learn how to, like, think in other people's shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because the type of person that I am, me, I always put myself in the other person's shoes. You know, before even getting mad, angry, you know what I'm saying? Fucking same shit. Sad, you know, overexcited or whatever. Um, I'm gonna put myself in their shoes first. Like, this is just a type of person I am. Like, all right, what are you going through, bro? Who do you know what I'm saying? Like, what does it seem like it's a problem with you, or why did you do what you did, or let me see it first, you know, before I even react. And that's just how I am, you know. There's been people in my life that's done me pretty dirty, and I forgave them, and you know, still continue to fuck with certain people, but only because I feel like y'all really my homies and I really love y'all. So I put myself in y'all shoes and really thought about why you made the decisions you guys made. So I I understood it, and at the same time, you know, not to sound fucked up, but I felt bad in a way, you know. So what I did was give another chance because I feel like if it's a problem, if it's this is an issue with them that they keep repeating, or something that they're doing that's making them have this type of problems with people, but they're trying to change. I really see that they're trying to change, or I really see that it's hurting them and they need some type of light. Then that second chance that they get will give them a little light bulb in there, you know, give them some light. Like, hey, man, it's still possible. You know, we can still get through this shit. So I like to be that type of person. I guess you could say I'm too nice. And then sometimes being too nice can get me in a lot of motherfucking trouble. But sometimes being too nice is what sometimes people need, you know, that shit. Like, even though they're barking at you, but I'm like, hey, calm down. You know? Like, I just believe sometimes people need that instead of, you know, fighting fire with fire. put that shit out real quick in a calm way, in a genuine way. Like, I'm really here for you, bro. Like, chill. Like, you ain't got to do that shit, you know. That's just the type of person I am, you know. So learn a lot of patience. Learn how to deal with a lot of different type of people, you know, because there's a lot of people out here, and you're gonna see a lot of different styles, a lot of different cultures, different backgrounds. And you know, one thing I say is that, you know, their background is really who they are. You know, they may evolve, but they always have that root. So um I see that in people, and if I see that, then I know you're real, you know, you're genuine, you know. And if I don't, then I can't fuck with you like that. I'll be cool with you, but I can't fuck with you to an extent where you get to know me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lot of little battles and things like that. And of course, you know, balancing life with it, still trying to be happy all the damn time, because, you know, you don't want to bring these type of vibes up to social media and shit. But it's just balancing life, you know, giving time to your people, to your family, at the same time giving time to yourself. Like, it's okay to be selfish in this bitch. It's okay, because at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Um, but you gotta balance that, because, you know, a lot of other people's uh feelings and you know, lives are behind this, to be honest. You know, so you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. But something too that I kind of been going through, you know, I want to talk about as well. You know, I want to first talk about, you know, explain to y'all about why I did the Missile Talk. What is the Missile Talk? You know, giving you guys a little more in depth of what's the Missile Way and what's really the message of it. You know, kind of like also wanted you guys to know who I am and how I am. You know, so you guys can understand my music. So, because who I am and how I speak and how I see things and shit like that, it's all in the music. Like, if you want answers, it's all in the music. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Cause I fuck with the music like this for sure, like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I did want to talk about a certain issue that I feel for years I've been feeling alone about it. But I think it's cool to bring awareness to it, and it's interesting and an interesting topic for me. You know. So I want to see what you guys, you know, feel about this, or if there's any other people out there like this that feels this certain way, or just want to talk about certain shit, you know. And it's basically, yeah, you gotta tap in, like I said earlier, with yourself, meaning, you know, like your mental health. I know that word's been going on a lot, and I notice it. You know, a lot of, you know, before then, this shit was in, you know, this whole mental health and all that things like that wasn't out in the world. But thanks to social media, just a lot of things are coming out, a lot of things are coming to awareness. And I'm you know, as for me, I think I was one of those people. Like, I mean, I don't see this around a lot, so I don't think it's a problem. So I kept going in my way. So now it's like, fuck, you know, I guess I'm not alone. I guess there are people out there that feel the same way I do and shit like that. So yeah, if I could bring one more, you know, awareness video out there or something like that, or just, you know, conversations that spark this fucking type of subject, I'll do that. You know, it's interesting to me and important to myself. So yeah, you gotta tap in with yourself. You gotta think about, you know, what really makes you happy in this motherfucking world. What keeps your mind at peace, cause you don't want your head, you don't want thoughts to be running around in that motherfucker for a long time. Shit eats you up, and it really it can mess you up in the long run. You know, I guess throughout my whole life, you know, the word alone. You know, I'm about to give you guys a little too much about me, but, you know, fuck it, let's go. But yeah, the word alone was it's a big word for me. I don't know why. It's just that motherfucker runs me. But it's just that, I guess, you know, when I was young, yeah, I was born, you know, I say it in my music. Um, I didn't have a father figure like that in my life. You know, I never knew my father like that. But it was never talked about, you know. It was never talked about. Never. So I grew up not talking about it. Never. I never found a reason to. And they told me, why? Why we gotta talk about it? You know, like, it's cool. You grew up. You grew up. Like, you did good without him. Look at you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Fuck that motherfucker. So I was like, fuck it. I continue my life. Um, certain other things. Things like that. Like, I mean, shout out to my parents, to my moms. Um, main person in my life right now. We're not doing really, good medically with her right now. I keep her in my prayers every single day, and I'm with her every day. But my grandma is my mother to me. And then my mom will always be my mom. But very different relationships I had. But I basically a lot of women in my life that raised me and shit. I had uncles and shit, as well, but mainly women. So I was like, fuck it, I did good without him. I did good. I had a godfather, and he he taught me a lot too. I guess he was a father figure to me, but rest in peace. God had different plans for him, took him away from us early. So see how it. So now when I'm older, it's like all these pieces are, or these pieces are getting taken away from me. So it's like, boom, let's go back to being alone in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, cause really the only people I really like, I give a fuck about what they have to say. Only a certain people. Like I can fuck with a lot of people, but there will only be like 4 or 5 people in my life that will really have an impact in the way I think, the way I move, and really kind of like impact me really hard for me to, get out of certain holes and shit. So when those people are not around, or things like that in that way, then I get the tendencies of I got this. I've been doing this shit on my own. Fuck it, let's go. You know. So just throughout my whole life, like I was saying, like I never really talked about shit that was going on in my motherfucking head. Never. Um, and This is what just staying tuned. This is gonna link up with why music came and then helped out too. So yeah, I grew up life. It's cool. Shout out to, like I was saying, they raised me to only see the good in the world, to be okay, to have food in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? To be clothed and everything clean. Thank you for all that. Thank you for all that. Just one thing was that I feel like I was in a bubble. I was in a bubble. I was in a bubble, and I didn't see any, like, all the bad shit. The real, to me, is like the real shit. I understand to be positive, to always think positive. Ignore all the bad. Just look straight. Don't worry about it. Ignore all that shit. But sometimes you gotta deal with that shit though. Like I was having a talk with my cousin the other day. It's like, yeah, we're just band-aiding or masking up certain shit. But then, eventually those motherfuckers gonna pop out again. So I just wish that I was just showing a little bit more of the bad side back then. Just show them. Just, you know, getting taught about it and shit like that. So now fast forward to when I'm older and grown, I guess late bloomer type of energy. um, I had to learn about shit that probably other people, certain people learned about when they were 10. I was learning shit at 18. Certain people learn certain ways or saw certain things at 15, and I was barely seeing this shit's at 20. Like shit like that. So, uh, I was like, whoa, what the fuck going on? Like they didn't tell me about this. I thought the fucking world was flowers. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. Like everything was gonna be gravy. Like and shit like that. And then I start getting older, and then still, positive, positive. So I would still keep ignoring shit and then just keep going, right? And I kept it positive. I had a good ass position at a job. I was a manager and like everything. Like I was doing good. Like, but the little thoughts in there, like, what really makes you happy, bro? This is what you want to do the rest of your life. Like, what's going on? Boom, boom. All that shit started kicking in. You know, I started losing energies. I started losing like ganas to pursue those type of careers. Like, it's like, what the fuck do I want to do? Like, what the fuck can I do to still provide for my family and still be straight, but do something that I love to do. So a lot of people, they have different things. To me, it was always art, So I did go to school. I went to school for a semester, but my mentality was pretty. I think now it's pretty stupid. But I mean, it's cool at the same time. But um, I went for a semester, but for me, I just wanted to get the learn about the basics about these programs like Photoshop and Illustrator and things like that. I wanted to learn the basics of them. So after that, I could handle and do my own thing with my own creativity. So I learned, I went to drawing classes, animation classes, to Photoshop classes, typography, and all that stuff. Elements of design and lines and how. Then I was like, there's a lot to this thing, huh? But a lot of technical shit, like certain colors bring certain energies to you. Um, Certain placement on the canvas can where to direct your eye, things like that. Like it was a lot of cool things. But I went for semester, still I learned a lot of things. Um, so I started pursuing that. I started DJing too. I was always into music. Those people who do know me, in high school, I used to dance a lot. So yeah, this is one big thing is still had to do music, right? So just beats and and movement and fucking rhythms and shit. So I enjoyed dancing and shit. So then I jumped into DJing. It's more music, tempos and beat matching and how to bring certain vibes with other certain vibes, reading crowds. And so I learned about that. I learned about audiences. I learned about how to get the crowd moving, or if I have certain cultures mixed in this crowd, how can I get all those cultures to come together and still create a vibe for everybody to enjoy. Like I learned all that through all those processes. So dancing to the DJing to already drawing. I already had a lot of artistic and certain musical things in me already. And when I was in elementary, I used to play violin. I used to play drums. I used to do all this shit. I was always into this type of things. So shout out my homie Tommy. If you could check out episode 4, we talked about this story about the first track and why he chose me. And when he chose me for that first track, well, that was my first track. Like, well, not his first track, but like a first track with me. But that was my first track ever. Like me diving into the music world, like writing a song and shit like that. Excuse me. So we did that. I'm gonna spark up this blunt right now. We'll get to talking. So we did that. I made my first song. I put it out. Um, it felt good. So I was like, cool. I'm in the music game. Like I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. Like let's see what's gonna go on. And really, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be fucking rich and all this bullshit. Like, nah. Like it was for me. I just liked it. Like I was like, cool. I like the lights. I like this atmosphere. This makes me feel good. Like it just made me feel good. So I enjoyed it. I started working on it. It's been 2 years and a half now, and I just started writing more and more. And into writing, you gotta start like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna write about? Obviously, I cannot write things that I have never ever done. So I was just tapping into my past experiences, into past memories. Okay, so see that writing process right there. The person that I am, I'm already in my head a lot of times, man. A lot of times. See, like I grew up kind of in that bubble. So in that bubble, I was always talking really to myself, basically. Um, I've always felt like that. Like I was always in a bubble around everybody else. Everybody was so different than me. So I was already like, damn, like the fuck going on, So myself, me, I'm a very important person to myself. Okay, so I started fucking diving into those back memories. Of course, I gotta write songs. So that process made me started thinking a lot of back shit. So then it started making me think like, why am I like this, man? Or why do I feel this way? Or why do I act this way? Why do I approach things like that? Why do I react to this shit like that? Why do I treat people like this? Or why do I keep hurting myself for people like this? Shit like that. Like questions come up, man. Questions come up And I'm not gonna lie, these questions have came up before, but not all at once. It was just like, you know, different type of takes in my life. But I've always like, nah, fuck bad advice. You know what I'm saying? Boom, and then put them in a box. We'll call that a box. You know what I'm saying? And I guess now that my mind is way open, it's open. Like, those kind of thoughts were invited back, but in one meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, man? We are Missle Baybee. It's like, so yeah, this music thing got me to think a little bit more, but it's cool. I like this. So now it's like you can't ignore those feelings anymore, or you can't ignore those certain ways. Like, and I started investigating in a way like, okay, yo, mom, like, why am I like this? Boom, 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 boom. Like, or like, shit, I gotta start, doing this, so I don't feel like that and shit like that. But really now the purpose for me now is like, what makes me happy? What is it really that I want? You know what I'm saying? What really makes me happy? Because sometimes as individuals and human beings, we choose to do the things that are gonna not hurt the other person, or we choose other feelings, instead of ours, because maybe that's just some people love like that. Some people put other people in front of them all the damn time, like they are nothing to themselves, but the other people are everything to them. There's people out there, and you know I've done certain shit like that too, where I've put motherfuckers in front of me over what I want all the damn time. I've always been like that though. So I think now it's just, fuck, what about me? You know what I'm saying? So, but of course, in society and fucking the norm, or whatever you guys want to call it, like, that looks really fucked up, or it looks selfish, self-centered, or whatever the motherfucking case may be. But what the fuck, like, I love myself, motherfuckers. Like, what's wrong with that? That's why I said I'm gonna do this shit the missile way. You could do this shit your motherfucking way. That's cool, but I'm gonna do this shit me. You know, I believe that you gotta shoot out there in this world your own energies and different energies out there, because I think the normal human just gets bored of the same shit all the damn time. And as for me, I'm in that stage of life too, where it's just I need change. There's something different gotta happen, something gotta go on. But I started diving into these motherfucking thoughts and these feelings a little bit more to really attack them and get them the fuck out of my head already, so I can really move on and motherfucking cross that barrier that shit may have you stuck at. So that's why people do say speak up, be communicative, be expressive, never hold shit in. And it's very true. Don't let that motherfucking be in your head too much, because especially if you're already alone, if you are alone and you feel alone, there's gonna be a lot of thoughts in your heads that are gonna affect you in the long run, or gonna affect you in the moment, and can really, take you out of lanes where you're actually pretty good and you're really doing good, but those motherfuckers can take you out. Things like that. Now, some people's minds are way stronger than other people's, so they could let that shit go quick and then never come back into their lives again. But some of us really don't take it like that. So speak up. Speak up. Talk about it. Attack those motherfuckers and defeat them. Defeat them. So that you can move on in your life and really do what you desire to do. And I think for me now is start to make decisions that are gonna make me happy, but be straight up with other people. Because you don't want to be out here hurting people. It doesn't feel good at all. But it's how life is. I've been hurt. I've hurt people. Things go both ways and shit, but you don't want to do that. So just always think about shit, like, make sure you're doing the right thing. You're not even know if it's the right thing, really, to be honest. But what is the best choice for you? You know what I'm saying? For you, and if you do have, like, you have kids like I do, of course, the best choice for me at the same time. But at the same time, what's gonna be good for my kids? Like, are they gonna be okay? So my choices will always be based like that. But I will never forget about myself, though. I know I'm a father. But I cannot forget about myself, and but they are very important to me, because their daddy gotta be straight and their daddy gotta be good, in order to then receive those type of energies as well. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you could say that. No, you could say that I'm really trying to persuade this happiness to also for them and mainly them. You know, and of course for me too, because goddamn, this motherfucking all these thoughts and shit in your head, man, they can fucking fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? But as in for me, for the music, that shit helps out. It helps out sometimes though, cause I get to write a lot of songs, and it could be all different type of vibes and shit. You know, I'm not always sad or I'm not always angry. You know, sometimes I'm fucking litty, sometimes I'm fucking happy, sometimes I wanna fucking party, I wanna get fucking faded and shit. Like a lot of motherfucking. There's a lot of vibes in me, but you know, just my thing is, don't keep things inside of you, man. Be out here and be you. Be you. Really, don't be scared to be you. You know, learn about yourself. Fucking see what makes you happy. Don't try to be a follower. You know, in the beginning, you know, people think that they gotta be cool. You know, but see, they're making choices off of what society thinks of them, not really what they think about themselves. You know, like, is this really me? You know, of course you gotta go and fucking experiment and see what's out there and shit. You know, like I tell some of my homies and shit, like, that be going through shit or whatever, like, hey, go out there, man, and go find yourself. Go find yourself, and you're gonna truly see what makes you happy. And I hope that you are happy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, pursue your happiness, basically. You know, Steve Aoki and fucking Kid Cudi said that shit. You know, so it really is the pursuit of happiness, man. It really is. So I hope that if you have problems, you're feeling alone. Sometimes it's not even like you're lonely, like, oh fuck, man, there's nobody here. Like, it's not that. Like, sometimes really it is just I just enjoy this shit. Like, shit, it's the best environment for me to be me, and no one's gonna judge. You know, like, it's just me and this mic right here. You know, this motherfucker right here listens to every word I say. Some people don't listen to every word I say, but this mic right here will listen. But you guys gotta find your own branch, you know, to find that peace in your mind, to find that happiness in your life. You know, to me, it's gonna be this music shit, and I ain't never letting it go. I'm gonna be 50, 60, and still doing some type of shit in the art world. I don't give a fuck how, but I'm gonna fucking do it. But everything I do here in this atmosphere, whether it's printing, to drawing, to making music, this shit art for me. That's what makes me an artist. I'm not a rapper. I consider myself an artist. So yeah, that's the Missle way and no other motherfucking way. I'm gonna keep this one short. I appreciate everybody who does support me. You know, I appreciate everybody who follows the music. I do have a lot of shit still in plan. Like I said, do not underestimate the silence. You know, motherfuckers still have a real life to go through. But this shit, I embrace them, and this shit, I will push all this fucking energy into my music. Don't trip, we'll come out with some shit, you know. But I do appreciate all the motherfuckers' support. I appreciate everybody, you know, genuinely there. I hate nobody, you know. It's all love, really. It's all love. But at the end of the day, it's always gonna be me over everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something that you need to have with yourself. You need to love yourself, know yourself, and kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget the name. Iss Missle, aka Missle Baybee, aka Damissleway, aka Missle Baybee,
Yeah, I hope these fools know the deal, that when it comes to Missle Baby, no one comes near. I hop out for your goal with the devil on the wheel. My homies in the back and they going for the kill, yeah. I'm praying every day, grip my rosary. Why I gotta do all shit for y'all to notice me. My main model's to be as genuine as I can be. No toxic ways, good vibes, build up my family tree.